In Marvel Rivals, several heroes possess unique abilities that are often underappreciated. Here are 5 such heroes who, despite their potential, may not receive the recognition they deserve. And I even went online, going through all of the most picked characters and everything, and this is what I found. And quickly before the video starts, I just want to ask if you're new here or find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed yet, why not? You're coming back anyways. We're so close to our goal of reaching 10,000 subscribers before the year ends. And if we could hit that goal, that would be amazing. But without further ado, let's get started. Now the first hero that's brought up is Cloak Dagger, and it's rather surprising to me. This duo offers versatility by switching between Dagger's healing capabilities and Cloak's protective maneuvers. Dagger provides multiple healing methods, while Cloak's dark teleportation can safeguard the entire team in critical moments. Their ability to adapt to various combat situations make them invaluable, but despite that, they remain underutilized by many players. Now I found that they're heavily underutilized for a couple of factors. Now I found that one of those factors, well I guess 2 of those factors, is by picking different healers instead. Healers or support players such as Luna Snow or even Mantis are usually the better options in most scenarios. Now you might be here sitting and thinking that you play Cloak and Dagger or that you've seen a lot of other players playing it. Well, that may be true in some or most cases. A majority of the time you're going to be seeing Luna Snow players or Mantis players. Now I do want to talk about a little bit of the pros and cons when it comes to Cloak and Dagger. Now one of the pros with Cloak and Dagger is that she and he have really easy aiming, or really easy abilities that don't really require aim. Your primary attack literally has aimbot for healing and dealing damage, and when you swap to Cloak's form, it's a pretty fat hitbox to really track down and melt players. But don't get me wrong, because of that, Cloak and Dagger actually lacks strength. They're not actually going to be doing a lot of damage, one being that they are a strategist, so a healer, but another thing is they don't have anything that's really amplifying their damage as much. Take for example Mantis. Mantis can empower herself or give herself a damage boost, allowing her to output a ton of damage. It kind of comes to, why would I pick Cloak and Dagger when I can pick Mantis, who does relatively the same thing but a lot better. Lastly, let's talk about Cloak and Dagger's ultimate. Now Cloak and Dagger's ultimate is a game-changing ultimate, dealing both healing and damage if either enemies or friendlies are standing in the trail that you left behind. Now that's the thing, they have to stand in the trail that you left behind. So a lot of times your friends or teammates, whatever you want to call them, can literally just completely avoid your ultimate, resulting in a lot of deaths even though you pop this insane ultimate. So you actually have to understand when and where you need to place it. And again, this is in comparison to a character like Luna Snow or Mantis, who's literally just a circular AoE ultimate that provides healing or amplification. So the ultimate conclusion that I've come to is, why would you play Cloak and Dagger when you have other characters like Mantis and Luna Snow? Of course, this is all different when you're in the ranked game mode and you're in Diamond, where characters get banned. So you could always argue that you need to play Cloak and Dagger if either of those 2 characters are banned. Now our next underappreciated character is actually a giant surprise to myself, and that is Hawkeye. Hawkeye, known for his precision, Hawkeye can eliminate opponents from a distance with fully charged arrows, often neutralizing threats before they become problematic. His capacity to operate effectively from the backlines allows him to support his team without exposing himself to significant danger. Despite these strengths, he's frequently overlooked in favor of flashier ones, characters like Hela and Psylocke. Now I'm a little bit torn about this one. In my eyes, Hawkeye is a very strong character, but the fact that he's a projectile character might seem that he's overlooked. The ultimate conclusion that I've come to is, why would you pick Hawkeye when a character like Hela exists? Hela is essentially Hawkeye on steroids. With Hela, you have things like a better escape and a overall better ultimate. Don't get me wrong, I both play Hawkeye and Hela. I know it's kinda gross, but most of the time I'd rather play Hawkeye over Hela because it's not fun playing Hela, honestly. The character is a little too broken for me to actually enjoy. But despite that, he's actually a pretty overlooked character, believe it or not. Following that, we have our 3rd hero on the list, and that character is Moon Knight. Equipped with high mobility and the ability to disrupt enemy formations, Moon Knight can deal substantial damage and retreat swiftly. His onks enable his attacks to chain between enemies, enhancing his offensive output. However, his complex mechanics may deter players from mastering his full potential. Now, Moon Knight is great and all, you might be at the top of your scoreboard with a billion damage or whatever, but you could have 30,000 damage and still have 0 eliminations, because one big problem is that a lot of Moon Knight players don't understand one of the most simplest combos to do, allowing him to really secure eliminations. Now, although you're doing a ton of damage with Moon Knight, if you're not really getting eliminations or picks for your team, then you might need to swap off this character. Now, don't get me wrong, I think Moon Knight's a great and really fun character to play, but there's just way better picks to choose from. Now, another thing that's pretty lackluster with this character is his ultimate ability. His ultimate is rather slow and really easy to anticipate where it's going to be coming from. From the time you first cast his ultimate, you could literally run down the stairs, plug in your coffee machine, start brewing a cup of coffee, pour it out, come back upstairs, and it'll finally start landing. That's all a joke, by the way, it doesn't take that long, but you get the idea. For our fourth underappreciated hero, unfortunately we have Jeff the Landshark. While his adorable appearance might suggest otherwise, Jeff is a pretty formidable strategist. His ultimate ability, It's Jeff, creates a whirlpool that captures enemies, allowing him to reposition them disadvantageously. This unexpected prowess can turn the tide of a battle, yet many players underestimate his effectiveness. Now we get it, you pick Jeff because he's cute, but besides really only healing, there's nothing else this character really does. But don't get me wrong, he does have certain moments where he can really shine and outperform other healers, but most of the time there's just better strategists to pick from, unfortunately. Now you could argue otherwise, but again, this video is about underappreciated characters. I'm not calling any of these characters bad, just underappreciated. Now for our fifth and final unappreciated character, we have Loki. As a strategist, Loki excels in deception and control. His abilities can confuse opponents and create openings for his team. Despite his potential to influence the battlefield significantly, he is unfortunately often underplayed, possibly due to the subtlety required to utilize his skills efficiently and effectively. Now don't get me wrong, I think Loki's a very cool character. I don't think there's really anything wrong with him, but I do believe that players don't find this character really useful at all. Loki can output a lot of healing. He has a ton of mobility that allows him to teleport from clone to clone. His ultimate is very unique that you can copy other heroes' ultimates, to where you can pop 2 Scarlet Witch ultimates, 2 Iron Man ultimates, and so on. Unfortunately, I just feel like there's way too many other strategists that outshine Loki. But with that being said, these heroes offer unique advantages that, when leveraged properly, can greatly contribute to a team's success in Marvel Rivals. Exploring their abilities may provide a fresh and rewarding gameplay experience. Now, this video again was solely made to showcase some of the unappreciated heroes in Marvel Rivals. Now, again, this is a list that I found online, and I just wanted to share my own opinions and beliefs on it. Now again, you can have your own opinion with this list I've come up with, which is completely fine, and you could do so by letting me know down in the comments below. All I do is compile the data and make a video talking about everything. But anyways, I hope you have a great day, have a happy holiday season, and well, a great new year.